You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 270. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Spencer Valadez.
Comic Reflections is brought to you by The Outhouse. You can find our show and other nifty content at theouthousers.com. And if you enjoy this program, please subscribe to us on either iTunes or Stitcher.
You can also rate and review us on either of those platforms.
That's right.
And if you like our show and would like to support its content financially, you can head on over to patreon.com/comicreflections and hit us up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Spencer, today we're going to talk about a couple of issues of Walt Simonson's Thor.
Yeah.
The first issue we're going to talk about is The Mighty Thor, number 352, cover dated February of 1985. And according to Mike's Amazing World of Comics, it hit the stands on or around November 13th, 1984. The cover art is penciled and inked by Walt Simonson, and it is beautiful. Let's talk about this. Beta Ray Bill.
Vision.
I was just going to say the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Warriors 3 are in battle with demons. Surtur's demons.
Yes, Surtur's demons.
And
it seems like an epic fight. There's a sword in the background.
A sword?
Swinging hammer.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's rad.
Yeah.
So, full disclosure, I have read smatterings of Simonson's Thor run, but not the run in its entirety. And this story, we were thrown smack in the middle of a storyline, and I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
Rad issue.
Yeah.
But I was like, huh?
Full disclosure on my part, I've read maybe 6 issues of Simonson's Thor.
Well, yeah, we're pretty much in the same barrel. But fun stuff.
Yeah.
The story in this issue is called Ragnarok and Ruin, written and illustrated by Walt Simonson. And this is a great storyline. Surtur's opened a portal with demons, and they're attacking Midgard, and of course the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men are caught up in it too. But this really centers around the Asgardians, as it should.
Yeah.
So we open on the splash page with Surtur, huge, towering over Odin.
Yeah. Odin, in my mind, has always been a larger-than-life figure.
Yeah.
Massive, just, I don't know. Whenever you think of like a Greek god or a god, they're always twice the size of like a human man.
Sure.
But, Surtur dwarfs Odin.
Yeah. And he is a giant anyway,
right.
So that makes sense. But Surtur is like the evil overlord of Muspelheim.
Right.
Which is, I can't remember what it is in the realm. Evil stuff happens there.
He's been locked away. Odin and his brothers had locked him away. Now he's back and he's pissed.
Yeah.
Same old song and dance.
Yeah.
Has a giant sword. His goal is to like light his sword with the eternal flame.
Oh, like that song by the Bangles.
Yeah.
Is that them?
I think so.
Okay.
But Odin is standing in his way. And they fight.
Man, and I tell you, a Simonson fight is it is rad. There's so much, and him doing Thor and all this stuff, he really evokes the best of Jack Kirby.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, but also clearly recognizable as Walt Simonson. But,
yeah.
It's not aping Kirby.
Right.
But I mean, he's a great guy who has tackled a lot of Kirby properties, like the New Gods.
Oh, right.
That Simonson New Gods stuff is rad. So anyway, what about this?
They do battle. They're basically covering what has happened in the last couple issues and what why he's there, why Surtur is there.
Yeah.
Basically, he wants to destroy everything. He wants to set everything on fire.
Yeah.
And burn it down. All the 9 realms.
Yeah.
And he's going to do that by going through Odin, lighting his sword on fire with the eternal flame that was once his, and he's going to burn it.
Yeah.
And so they start fighting, and I mean, when they finally engage, the shock of them fighting shakes the 9 realms. It says, which is super rad.
Yeah.
I really love the giant. I think they're onomatopoeias.
The big sound effects on the comics page.
Yeah. You don't get a lot of that in modern comics.
Don't you?
Not really. They have little they have it, but it's never across 2 panels like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something maybe it's not as in vogue as it once was.
Right.
If that makes
I
sense.
love it.
Oh, I do too. Why do you think we talk about this old stuff?
Right.
You know, because
Yeah.
this is infinitely more fun.
Right. And I can usually pronounce what they're saying, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to just I'm doing the
It's
sound
the
effects in my
sounds
head.
of stuff hitting each other, it's
Right.
other stuff.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Right.
have to make any sense.
Yeah, the whole panel in this is a onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Blam. Sweet.
Yeah.
They're fighting. I wanted to mention this.
This Oreo
Yeah.
advertisement.
It's
You can color it yourself.
yeah, a coloring book inside a comic book.
And this is not a kiddie book. This isn't Richie Rich.
Right. Yeah.
This is the Mighty Thor. And this is like, yes, there's like superpower people punching each other, but this is a more cerebral and adult
Yeah.
than your average comic. But to be fair, Oreo was probably had ads in every Marvel comic that month.
You're supposed to find how many Oreos there are in the picture, and there's I think here's the answer: 26 Oreos in all.
There are quite a
the
few.
picture.
I see a lot. They're not hard to find, is the thing.
No. I
I long for the Hostess fruit pie ads here.
Yeah.
Because by 1984 they weren't doing them anymore.
Oh, sad.
Yeah.
I just want to know how many comic books were ruined by someone's kid brother. Look what I did, brother.
Not that many, I'm sure, but yeah.
Yeah. So
Back on Midgard,
yeah.
the Warriors 3 and Beta Ray Bill,
Yeah.
who is awesome, are fighting
Absolutely.
demons. Cool stuff's happening. Bill's talking to Reed Richards about sciencey stuff, I think.
Right, yeah. So basically what they're talking about is how they're going to shut down the gate that has allowed demons to pour into the realm.
Right.
On Earth. And Reed, he says, basically, not only can I shut it down, I think I can reverse it.
So to send all the demons back.
Well, it'll send them somewhere.
Oh.
It won't like pull demons in, but they can use it to go to where
They came
from.
And stop them at the source, so
And
they
take
won't
the
come
fight
back.
to them. Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah.
So like, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and the X-Men going to fight all these demons.
Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Second ad I wanted to talk about.
Oh.
I've never seen a picture ad in a comic book before.
Haven't you? Haven't you?
I've seen.
You've seen like the Charles Atlas bodybuilder type ads. You've seen those, right?
This is it, right?
I don't know. It's Charles Atlas.
Oh no,
It is a guy
Photos.
weightlifting. This is like a 1980s version of those kind of classic ads. I don't know if it's a PSA or I didn't really look at the advertisement.
It's for the dumbbells. You can like buy them or something.
Yeah.
But it's
Pretty homoerotic.
a little, yeah, and
All bodybuilding photographs are.
yeah,
Like, there's no way around it.
there isn't.
It's just really gay. And no, not judging,
No,
but, well, or maybe, but not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, if that's who you are. That's what I'm saying with that. I mean,
yeah.
but yeah.
Right. So, meanwhile, elsewhere on Midgard, Lady Sif is leading a group of Asgardians in a kind of a last stand kind of situation with the demons.
Yeah. And they're fighting on horseback, which is dope.
Yeah, big time.
With lances and swords and stuff.
Yeah, and they just kind of mow through a lot of the demons.
And these demons are gnarly looking.
Yeah.
Simonson just lets his imagination run wild with, drawing monsters.
Yeah. So at one point, Lady Sif and
I think it's Balder.
that's Balder. Okay.
I think.
They kind of stop and they have a kind of a conversation, and Thor and Sif have had
Relations.
relation.
Oh no,
Well,
we have a relationship.
but it's on the rocks.
Yeah,
Like
because it's comics, and of course it is.
Of course. And she's like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it now. I have to worry about the fact that at some point during this fight, I'm probably not going to make it. And Balder's like, no, of course you are. And she's like, shut up. We're gonna move forward and just take out as many of these demons as possible.
That might not be Balder, but I can't really tell with the helmet.
Right. There are to be fair, there are a lot of characters in just this issue.
Yeah.
Which, had we read the ones prior, we would be a little more familiar with,
Yeah.
I think. At this, again, elsewhere on Midgard.
There's a lot of subplots,
Yeah.
but they're all directed to the main plot.
Yeah,
So that's kind of good.
Johnny Storm and Guy.
Some guy, he's either a shield agent or a scientist or something. They're talking in a helicopter about putting together.
Coming back to Earth.
Oh, so they're not in a helicopter; it's some spacecraft.
Yeah, and they're headed for, I'm pretty sure, Antarctica.
Okay.
And to find an opening where there is a casket where someone I'm thinking Surtur was captured.
Yeah, I think so.
And since it's so freezing, Johnny Storm is there because he's fire guy.
Yeah. Human Torch.
Yeah. He uses a Nova Blast to open up the opening that was there at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And scientist guy runs in, and his job is to piece together the shattered casket. I'm not sure why, but that's what he's doing. Johnny leaves for a moment. He's unfrozen almost all the casket. He leaves to make sure that they weren't followed by demons, and of course they were.
Okay.
Back in, I'm pretty sure, New York.
Yeah, there's the Empire State Building.
Yeah. Lady Sif is laying the smackdown on some more demons.
Yeah. And maybe Balder is there with her.
Yeah, maybe Balder.
And Beta Ray Bill, the Enchantress, and Hermod are kind of talking about stuff.
Yeah, they're
forming a plan, maybe?
Yeah, forming a plan. I almost said scheming, but scheming seems
villainous.
Like, yeah. They're forming a plan to get Beta Ray to the gate as fast as possible. The Enchantress is going to use some magic to, I think, like, stall the demons, and Hermod is going to speed Beta Ray Bill from where he is to the gate as fast as he can. He's a fast guy. Apparently.
I think Hermod is the Asgardian equivalent of Mercury.
Yeah. Okay. So Lady Sif and Balder lead a kind of a secondary force to distract the main demon horde, and they are being chased, and they're chased between the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Because they were still around at that point.
Yeah.
And
yes, they were.
As soon as they make it through, the demons are attacked from both sides by Asgardian forces who are hiding behind the Twin Towers. And as soon as they come in, they're pinched, and they're just decimated.
Dang.
The Asgardians kick
pinched between the towers.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just kick some demon butt.
Yay!
Beta Ray is able to get with Reed Richards to the top of the gate, and using his stretching ability, Reed Richards basically just pushes one button and shuts down the gate.
Yeah, that's fun.
In my mind, it was kind of the
when Luke uses the Force to close the gate on the Rancor.
Right, yeah.
In Return of the Jedi. I love that, though.
Thank God there's that button.
Right.
Moment.
I swear to God, remember we read that supervillain team up where Dr. Doom just unplugged a death ray that Red Skull was going to use on him?
Yeah. Because of course.
I think that was right. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was something like that. It was something very simple of just a quick thing.
Yeah.
So Beta Ray and a bunch of people are kind of excited, like, yeah, we did it, for like half a second, and then Beta Ray realizes, where's Lady Sif? And Volstagg is like, look, she led kind of a suicide mission to distract some of the demon horde
right
away from what you were doing. Hopefully she comes back. you can't go there now.
Yeah.
There are bigger problems we have
Yeah.
right now.
And
so,
Bill is not happy about that.
no, he's like shaking with how angry he is. But Volstagg was able to like refocus him to the main like issue at hand.
Yeah. Man, Beta Ray Bill is one hell of a hero.
Yeah.
He's rad.
Yeah. So just kind of an aside, my first introduction to him was in the Thor's book.
From during the most recent Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Really? How was... Because was he the Thor's book with all the many Thors? There were the police force?
Yeah. They're the police force.
And Bill was one of them?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he really represented what it means to be a Thor.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Because you have 100 Thors, you know, just kind of bouncing around. They all are kind of rowdy, and then Bill is this steadfast, like, you know why Mjolnir decided he was worthy.
Right. Then of course, his kind of his origin, that he and Thor kind of fought over Mjolnir, and then when they realized they were both good guys, Thor or whomever forged for him his own hammer, Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker, yeah.
Which is dope.
Yeah, really cool.
And it can do all the same stuff that Mjolnir can do.
Yeah. So I really like Beta Ray, and I want to find more stuff with him in it.
He appears a bunch in the Simonson run. And then he has a couple of limited series of his own that are collected in trade paperbacks.
Rad. I will definitely be searching those out this next month.
Yeah.
Because he's just a cool guy.
Yeah.
And because Thor always has that at least in the modern stuff I've read, I'm not worthy. He's a bit of a whiner.
I don't. Maybe I haven't read recent Thor stuff, but that doesn't sound like Thor that I know.
No, okay. Recently, he sounded kind of like a whiner.
Okay.
He doesn't have the hammer.
Isn't Jason Aaron writing the book?
Yeah,
that's surprising.
He is. However, Lady Thor, badass.
Yeah.
So the one with the Thor power.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, whiny so Thor is stripped of his powers?
Yeah, for right now.
Maybe that's why he's so whiny.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm just tired of hearing him whine.
Well, you know what? She's gonna die of cancer, and then it's gonna go back to status quo. That's what's gonna happen.
Right.
And you're gonna have no more of that whining.
Right. So back.
What is this, Spider-Man 3? Come on, cut the whining.
Cutting back to Asgard. Surtur and Odin are just kind of locked in this.
Are they in Asgard or are they in Muspelheim?
I'm pretty sure they're in Asgard, because as soon as Surtur shows up, he's like, "I've destroyed the Rainbow Bridge. I've defeated Heimdall.
And I've farted in your face."
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And now my only obstacle is you.
Oh.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's just Odin.
Right. And so they're kind of locked in this like epic battle, and
this is
no one's
totally
really
rad.
No one is getting the upper hand.
It's a stalemate.
Yeah, it really is,
and it's dope.
And there was this. Sorry, we get through the fight, and then we get to this kind of.
There's a subplot.
With
some Asgardian children.
Yeah, and they're trying to get around a troll. And
trolls are a problem.
Right. It's guarding a bridge, obviously.
Of course.
And one gets thrown over the troll.
One of the children.
Yeah. And the two others distract him. And the one that got thrown over pulls out a little dagger. And I think it's going to stab the troll in the back until it's dead.
That's fine.
Yeah. And then that's the end of the subplot.
It's okay to be racist against trolls.
Yeah. And orcs.
Yeah. Screw those guys.
Ferengi.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Ferengi are a really ugly stand-in for Jewish people.
I know.
Yeah, you know. And it's awful.
Yeah.
And I do not condone it.
Right. So back to Thor.
Yes. Who doesn't appear in this issue.
Right. So Beta Ray back to Beta Ray, really.
Yeah.
He basically says, "Bring me a demon."
Okay.
Uh, and
I will interrogate him.
Yeah,
And he
basically.
does.
And he basically says, "Look, you start talking, or I rip out your tongue and make it talk for you."
Well, since you put it that way.
And so the demon immediately gives up everything he needs to know.
Right.
And so kind of the last shot we have of Beta Ray and the Asgardians is them coming through the gate.
Yeah.
To the other side. And I think the main gate...
Is the gate to Muspelheim?
No, unless they were being kind of like... It's like the Sahara Desert. They're in the Sahara Desert.
Okay.
Yeah. They might have been saying that the heat was like the heart of the Sahara Desert. But I
think if you're just using like a metaphor like that, or simile, what is it?
Yeah, it's one of them.
It's one of those. It could be just a descriptor.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter because it's magic and
it's somewhere hot.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's full of demons.
Yeah. Probably not the Sahara Desert. Last time I checked, it wasn't a hotbed of demon.
Right. Last time we checked, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
And so coming through the gate, Bill is definitely first, and his first words are, "Uh-oh."
Because there's demons.
There's demons everywhere.
So maybe this wasn't the best plan.
Right.
Back to Surtur and Odin.
Actually, there's one more piece before we head back to Surtur and Odin. We jump back to Scientist Guy.
Scientist Guy.
He's putting together the
casket.
The casket. And the last piece is still frozen in ice. He's like, Johnny's been gone for a while. I can't feel my fingers anymore. I'm not going to get this piece out. And so he's like, wondering, what do I do? And then all of a sudden, the ice melts around the last piece. And he's like, oh, hey, the chill in my bones is gone.
Oh, crap.
What does that mean? And he turns around hoping to see Johnny.
Nope, it's a bunch of demons.
It's a bunch of demons.
Not cool. No. Not good.
And again, we get the uh-oh phrase.
To me, that would be like, remember the scene in Die Hard where McClane has just dropped all the C4 on the computer down the elevator shaft, and then he's watching it, and then he sees the explosion coming up the shaft,
right.
And then jumps away he exclaims colorfully, that to me would be like that.
Right.
So anyway.
So
that scene.
Last we saw Surtur, he was charging up his sword, calling on all the cold that's ever been ever.
Wow.
From the beginning of the universe.
Okay.
And he points the sword at Odin and locks Odin in a frozen thing. Like he just freezes
like
Odin.
A block of ice.
Yeah, a block of ice.
That sucks.
You
know what we haven't seen in this story? Frost giants.
No, we haven't.
But
they're probably not huge fans of Surtur.
I don't know. I don't know where their allegiances lie. I mean, I know they're evil, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Odin is locked in this block of ice, and Surtur is able to just walk right past him. Surtur, he's able to walk right past him and approach the eternal flame, and set ablaze his sword.
Oh crap! Well, here comes Ragnarok.
Right. Hush settles over the worlds, and all the existence seems concentrated in the flame, the sword, and the demon.
Holy crap!
Right.
Okay, so that's that issue. Any final thoughts on that one?
Super rad.
Right? Don't you want to read the whole run now?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay. We're going to take a quick promotional break, and when we come back, we'll have some more Thor.
Yeah.
It's midnight, the podcasting hour. Hello, listeners. It's your friend, PJ Frightful. That's PJ as in podcast jockey. And I'm dropping dreadful new episodes every 2 weeks. When the clock strikes midnight, the podcasting hour shines a candle on the dark corners of DC Comics. Those supernatural sagas of Swamp Thing, Deadman, The Spectre, and more. The Podcasting Hour. It's a rotating anthology series boasting the terrifying talents of Ryan Daly, Rob Kelly, Paul Hicks, Ben Avery, Doug Zavisha, and other unfortunate souls. Prepare for the unexpected, open a doorway to nightmare, and enter the houses of mystery and secrets. The moon is full, and the dark spirits are rising. For it's midnight, the podcasting hour. Coming this Halloween, part of the Fire and Water Podcast Network. Beware.
Guys, we finally developed our time machine. Should we use it to go back and see how Stonehenge was built?
Or become friends with Hitler and convince him to stay in art school.
Or we could go back in time and get the comic books we missed. Yeah!
The Comic Book Time Machine. A journey back in time to explore comic books. Good and bad. Whether from 7 decades ago or 7 days ago. Join our journey at comicbooktimemachine.com.
And we're back. So now, on to The Mighty Thor number 361, cover dated November of 1985. According to Mike's Amazing World of Comics, this hit the stands on August 13th, 1985. Cover art penciled and inked by Walter Simonson. Cool cover.
Yeah, we finally get some Thor.
Yeah.
In the Thor reading that we did this week.
Yeah. For to be fair, one issue of Thor that didn't have Thor
Right.
that we've talked about.
Of the two. That we
50%. Okay. But we've done 2 other Thor episodes in recent memory.
You're right, yeah.
And Thor was all over those.
Yeah. Epic cover. Thor riding into battle with...
The figure of Thor is so small on this cover.
Yeah.
It's a weird composition choice, but I like it.
Yeah.
But it shows really emphasizes the size of this giant wolf creature. What's it called? Garm.
Gone. Yeah.
And of course he has his goat-driven chariot, Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder.
Yes, that's it.
They are so rad.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the names, and I was really bummed because I knew they were epic.
Yes.
But yeah, the main, or the biggest part of the cover is Garm on a chain, and his teeth are being wielded as weapons, and his tongue's flailing about.
It's rad.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
So, the story in this issue is called "The Quick and the Dead." No, it's not a Western from the 1990s, because that was a movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it. Written and illustrated by Walt Simonson.
Yeah, it was.
Splash panel.
Yeah. The Mighty Thor is... it's kind of the reverse image of
The cover.
The cover.
The reverse perspective.
Right, yeah. But it doesn't end up being as epic as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
Thor and Garm have a conversation. Garm is guarding the pathway to hell. That's Hel,
Right.
the Thor hell.
Okay.
Just wanted to be clear.
Let me be clear.
Yeah. And Garm is like, beware, no one who goes in comes out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Thor's like, yeah, I know what happens. You let us by, we'll come back out. And
Yeah,
we'll
because
be
I'm
fine.
Thor, and whatever you say doesn't matter to me.
And it turns out Thor is not alone. He is leading an Asgardian army.
Yeah.
And we find out kind of soon. if
Who's
not
with him?
now.
Balder's there.
Balder.
Scourge the Executioner.
Yep.
And other dudes.
And other guys, yeah. I think the Warrior 3 are with him.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Okay.
I don't see them in...
This immediate panels.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they head in, and it's darker than any night they've ever seen.
Wow.
There is no light anywhere. And so Thor lights up the room with his hammer, because that's what Mjolnir does.
Okay. I mean, I guess. Right?
Oh, sorry, jumping back to kind of the plot here. They are heading into the depths of hell to free mortal souls that... what's her name?
Hela?
Hela. Hela has taken inappropriate... Like, she wasn't supposed to take them. Part of the agreement with the Asgardians is that she'll leave mortal souls alone.
Right.
And hell is for gods and things like that. she's taking them. Thor's gonna go get them back. They make their way through, and they finally get to a bridge with Modgood. He looks kind of like the ferryman in like Greek mythology.
Yeah.
He's cloaked. You don't see his face. And Thor basically says, "Hey, I'm bringing my companions through. Is that cool?" And without saying anything, he just kind of points away and says, "Go for it." They have met no resistance in making their way into Hell, which is a little surprising, because when they arrive in Hell, rather than seeing the Hell landscape, they see a beautiful kind of paradise-looking place. It's all green. It's beautiful, and they start to make their way through, and Scourge is stopped. He's kind of at the end of the army, if you will.
He's bringing up the rear.
Yeah, and
That's how we say that.
Yeah. Out of nowhere pops the Enchantress.
Yeah, looking hot.
Yeah.
Like she usually does.
And
That's kind of her thing.
right.
It's one of her things.
What are you doing in this place? I've come to be with you.
She is his great love, by the way.
Right. Yeah. She basically says, "Kiss me and hold me, as if you'll never let me go. What are you doing here? Why are you in Hell?" Basically says, "Heimdall slew me." And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go kill Heimdall." And she's like, "No, stay here with me and everything will be fine." And so he's like, "All right, cool. I'll stay with you," and kind of walks off without anyone else.
Yeah.
But then it turns out others show up.
What others?
Other loved ones.
Oh, yeah.
Other people that the Asgardians have lost. And then it turns out every Asgardian there starts finding people they've lost and have been cast into Hell and whatnot. And so they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" So they reunite, and we're kind of left off. We switch over to Asgard. I'm pretty sure. Elsewhere in Asgard, in the city of the gods. Lady Sif is having a talk with Frigga, and I think she's kind of gone to Frigga for some, "Hey, you've been, Odin has died recently.
Yeah.
You know what it is to have lost someone in some way. I have just lost Thor, in a relationship wise.
Yeah.
She just needs some advice, and who, honestly, who's better than, an elder to get advice from?
Yeah.
They've been around forever, and so, Lady Sif is having a conversation with Frigga, getting advice on her relationship with Thor. As we head back to Hell, Balder is surprised to see Nana, a former, pretty sure love of his. Balder is distracted by Nana, who's been in Hell for a while now.
Yeah.
And Thor's like, "Hey, whoa, where are you going?" And "Let them go, mighty Thor. You can talk to me." And out of nowhere, Lady Sif shows up.
Right.
And she starts talking to Thor, and
she's trying to tempt him to stick around, and we don't need to go fight. And it's like,
yeah.
And I'll do whatever. I'll be basically. She says,
ready to do thy every bidding.
And he's like, "My Sif would never say a thing like that." And so he knows.
He throws a tree at her.
Yeah.
Which, who hasn't?
Well, yeah.
I thought that was these two panels. I laughed out loud so hard that I woke up Heather last night.
Your wife?
Rereading, yeah, my wife. And just because I thought it was hilarious that he just rips a tree out of the ground and throws it at
Yeah,
him.
why not? Plus, it's a tree in hell.
Right, it's a hell tree. Yeah. But luckily he did, because it turns out it breaks the enchantment.
And here comes Hela.
Right. And he's like, oh, hell no. And he whips out Mjolnir.
Yep, that he does.
And using Mjolnir, he, like, swings it in a certain way, and it creates a blast of light that knocks out the enchantment everywhere.
Yeah.
And we see that demons have basically been leading... well, not demons. The dead have been leading as guardians off a cliff.
Oh, holy crap.
So they fall into their doom.
And
right as it happens, Balder realizes, like, Balder's, the enchantment for Nana is broken, and he realizes, oh crap, no one's going to throw me off a cliff, and he, like, kind of flips away and puts her in, like, a chokehold.
Okay.
And I don't know if we really find out. We do find out. Sorry. At this point, Thor challenges Hela.
Okay.
He's like, look, we're going to fight. I'm not going to use Mjolnir because that wouldn't be fair. But if I win this fight, you're going to release all these mortal souls.
Yeah.
If you win, you get the best prize. You get me.
Okay.
Yeah. So he puts down
No
Mjolnir.
ego there at all.
Right, yeah. And she's like, well, how are you going to fight me? My touch will decay you and make you old. He's like, figured that out.
He puts his suit on.
He puts on, like,
big
gloves. And then he takes his cape, rips it, and puts on...
Wears it like a mask.
Yeah, wears it as like a hood thing. Yeah. Which I think this Thor looks rad.
Yeah.
I would love to see a red masked Thor.
Right.
And he immediately dives in with this fight.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast they get into it. And she tries to, like, scar his face. Like, she grabs and the cape protects him.
Good.
He flips her over and he just wails on her.
Yeah. And the gloves, they're full arm gloves, and it's armor.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
These aren't soft hits.
No.
So we mentioned earlier that the Warriors 3 might be there. They're not. They were off doing something with Sif.
I think we have a subplot with, I want to say it's Volstag's children.
Yeah, they are. And
Volstag's in this.
Yeah.
And there's Fandral and Hogun, so...
Yeah. They were off with Lady Sif.
Yeah, but you just got done saying the Warriors 3 were not in this issue, and then they're...
Oh, sorry. I meant they weren't with Thor.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't with Thor down in Hell. They were off with Lady Sif somewhere, I think. But one of... Hildy, one of Volstag's daughters...
Yeah.
Her brother is taunting her because she's like, when do you think Hogan's going to be back?
Because she has a crush on...
She has a little crush on him, yeah.
Which is kind of sweet.
Yeah. And Volstagg kind of makes his way into the house, and he's big and loud like Vikings do. And his children run out to him. They all jump on him, and he has little gifts for them. And Hildy is kind of standing near Hogan, and...
He presents her with a gift.
Yeah, a baseball cap from Midgard.
Yeah.
And she throws his arms around him, and it's really
His
sweet.
arms? Her arms.
Her arms around him.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Stuff
like that is just... Aww.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to the fight. Oh, you have
I did have one question. I'm not familiar with the Power Pack.
Power Pack. They're a group of children who gain superpowers.
Okay.
Their last name is Power.
Oh, okay.
So that hence the name.
Yeah.
And they have actually had several encounters and meetings with Thor.
Okay.
And they're also friends with Franklin Richards, Reed's little boy.
Yeah.
And they've met up with the X-Men. The Power Pack showed up a lot in the 80s. But you're totally unfamiliar with them.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of their series is available pretty cheap in the back issue bins.
Gotcha. Okay.
So worth checking out. Louise Simonson wrote that series.
Oh, okay.
It's Walt's wife.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good stuff. It's fun.
Okay, cool. I thought it was a weird group of.
Well, there was an editor's note.
Yeah.
She makes some reference to some story, or Hogun does.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah. But yeah, jumping back into this awesome fight between Hela and Thor. Thor's kind of knocked down for a moment, and he sees that she's going to try to fly up, and he knows if she gets the high ground in the air, he's not going to be able to fight back very well.
Mm-hmm.
And so he grabs her by like the ankle and flips her onto the ground and just demolishes her. It is awesome.
But she slashes open his mask, and Thor is disfigured.
Yeah.
And
she straight grabs him, and she stands over him triumphantly. And at one point she says, "You're my slave." Paraphrasing a little bit.
Yeah.
But Thor immediately, as soon as she mentions the word slave, grabs her by the cape and kind of flips her again, removing her cape.
Which I guess is a sort of her source of her immortality or her power.
Yeah.
It takes away her youth and beauty.
Right. It really disfigures her.
It ages her rapidly.
Right. Half of her face is like a skull looking thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
So anyway, he offers to return the cape if she releases him from the whatever.
Well, she releases the mortal souls.
Oh, okay.
And so she finally kind of gives in, and releases the souls. And it's not until kind of he leaves that he just drops the coat on his way out.
Right.
Or the cape, sorry.
Yeah.
But before he leaves, he has a small conversation with Nana.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that she is in hell, and she reveals to Thor that she is not the enchanted, crazy, like evil thing that tried to push him off the cliff. That was part of the enchantment as well, that she had to do the bidding of Hela.
Right.
But when Thor beat Hela, she lost some of that power, and so the souls that are stuck in Hela or in hell were released of any kind of like evil enchantment that they had go on them.
Yeah.
But she wants Thor to not tell Balder, not to let him know that she's her normal self in hell, because she doesn't want Balder
to pine for her or
to come back for her.
Oh,
give up his life in Asgard.
Oh, right, because she's still stuck there.
Right. She doesn't want him to give up his life in Asgard to come to hell.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of a bummer.
Man, it's so Shakespearean.
Yeah. But from the point that Hela grabs Thor's face, we do not get a full look at Thor's face for the rest
but it's
of the
just he is disfigured.
Yeah.
Obviously he'll get better, but
right.
It's going to be a plot point at least for a little bit in this book.
Yeah. But kind of the last thing is Hela swearing her vengeance.
Yeah, she's not too thrilled about this.
No, I don't think she is. Great issue.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Good.
I like non-Midgard stories.
You like the stories that take place in Asgard and the other realms?
Yeah.
Because this is a pure fantasy book.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about any of the other superheroes.
Right.
I think, and if it's your solo book, it should be.
I think Thor's at his best when he's not on Midgard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Earth has its own has plenty of heroes.
Yeah, and I like Thor on Earth, but I think I prefer him on Earth in Adventures with the Avengers.
Yeah.
And in his solo book, it should be out in outer space or in the Nine Realms. I can dig it.
Yeah.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so Comic Reflections is recorded in Portland, Oregon, and produced by Sean Roof.
He's the worst.
He's really not. Until next time.
Do you think of yourself primarily as a singer or as a poet?
Well, I think of myself more as a song and dance man.
Call him Lucky Wilbury. You may call him Bobby. You may call him Zimmy. But the world calls him Bob Dylan. It's Pod Dylan, the only podcast dedicated to celebrating the work of Bob Dylan. Pod Dylan, hosted by the freewheeling Rob Kelly and a roster of special guests, examines Bob Dylan's discography one song at a time. Proud member of the Fire and Water Podcast Network, Pod Dylan is available weekly at fireandwaterpodcast.com and on iTunes and Stitcher.
Forever young.
Give me those Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars, don't let them end. Star Wars, those near and far wars, talking about Star Wars on a podcast. I'm Ryan Daly, and welcome to...
And I'm the Irredeemable Shag.
Dude, what are you doing?
What?
Give Me Those Star Wars is my show.
Well, you're part of the Fire and Water Podcast Network, so it's really our show.
But if you show up on the promo, people will think you're the co-host.
I'm not?
No, the show will have rotating guests.
You just took that idea from my Justice League International podcast.
You took that idea from my Secret Origins podcast.
And you took that idea from Dead Bothan Spies.
That was my podcast.
Wait a minute. I sang the theme song with you.
So?
So, technically, I appear on every episode. I'm part of the foundation of this new Star Wars show.
That's true.
So, you want to take this from the top, or what?
I'm Ryan Daly. Join me and a galaxy of guest stars on Give Me Those... including the Irredeemable Shag, whose voice you will technically hear on every episode, on Give Me Those Star Wars.
The official Star Wars show of the Fire and Water Podcast Network.
Available on iTunes and Stitcher and at fireandwaterpodcast.com.